So, what we're talking about today, especially after the special program for 1.6 has come out, I've had time to sleep on it, think about it, dream about it, or maybe I have, maybe that's just me. Now, I want to go over what my polling plans are for this upcoming patch, which, if you asked me even 24 hours ago when I'm recording this, I thought I had this locked in. But I have recently come to I think, obvious revelation about one of these potential characters that did not occur to me before. But again, after sleeping on it and letting the brain process the way it's going to process, something magical came to me, and now it has changed a few things. But we'll get into it. We're going to talk about the characters we have here. I say 1.6, obviously only the first 4 apply to 1.6 and beyond, because as of right now, we have speculation for what's in 1.7. Of course, that's all speculation. We'll see what actually happens. We'll see who actually shows up. All that is subject to change. I mean, I think even with 1.6, there was a strong feelings that Caesar was going to be the one who was going to be a rerun for the first phase of 1.6, and it turned out to be Bernice, which honestly makes sense since we're getting Pulchra. I guess I should have put Pulchra here, but I'm going to have to put her as an honorable mention in just a little bit, since she doesn't have her own banner. But she's under Bernice, and maybe that'll be part of the explanation. But we'll get into it. Let's not dawdle anymore. So, here's what I have for plans so far. Starting with Silver Soldier Ambi. Seeing all the videos, liking the character, great character. She's a fan favorite for a reason. She's the icon mascot for a reason. She's great. She's great. I even love the fan fiction around about her. That being said, to all those of you new to seeing me stream or watching any of the videos I've been putting up lately, I am an Anamoly guy, which again will come into play a little later in this conversation. So, ever since Jane, again, foreshadowing, I have been an all Anamoly, and I invested in the Anamoly characters that came out since Jane has come out. I've been making all my decisions based on Anamoly gameplay. Granted, that hasn't been a hard thing to do since for the longest time the game's meta was Anamoly, or at least that's who they were releasing. You could also argue that since we only had like one Anamoly character to start things off with in Piper, they were kind of making up for that gap. But we're up to the brim in Anamoly, which is great for me. So that's a long way of saying that I will not be rolling I'm not pulling for Ambi. That's not going to happen for me. It's time to label stuff here. No, just a flat out no. Not pulling for Ambi. Again, great character, but doesn't really fit into what I'm trying to build. I have Electric kind of already filled up already as far as building horizontally. And you know what? One thing I guess I should mention off the bat is that there are different philosophies when it comes to pulling characters. Whether you're following meta, or waifus over meta. I think I'm still too new to gacha in general that I don't know if I have a philosophy that I can, at least something like that. The only thing I had going for me that makes any sense to me right now was that I really enjoyed playing the Anomaly characters that came out. And until I'm convinced otherwise, I feel like I'm going to stick with that. That being said, we do play as some of the non-Anomaly characters in the story content and some of the TV schedule and stuff like that. So I could very well change my mind once things happen. But at this time, I don't need an attack Electric. I like Ambi, but not like waifu level of Ambi. So I just won't be pulling for Ambi in phase 1. Which that brings me to Bernice. Of course, after Jane Doe, Bernice was the next Anomaly character that I picked up on, and I love Bernice. And that was even before she really hit the memes with her song. I'll be surprised if I don't insert that song here.
3, 2, 1, fire!
I think I've done that joke before. So I love Bernice. She's the character that I I do in character select and walk around as her all the time. She's just great. She's fun. So yeah, I'm gonna pull for Bernice. I already have her. I already have her one copy, and I have her engine. So what my plan is that I'm going to do 2 pulls for her. So we'll do 2P. And by I mean by that is that I'm going to. Best case scenario is that I get the I win the 50-50 twice, I guess, right? That I pull 2 copies of Bernice, but I'm at least going to get one because I'm going to go for the 50-50, and I fail that, I'm going to go again and get her copy. So one way or another, I will get 1 additional copy of Bernice. If the gotcha gods are with me, it'll be 2 copies of Bernice. No engine pulls. I won't be doing engine pulls. I don't know if I should bother writing that. It might be relevant later. But yeah, I won't be. See, I don't even, I guess 2P is trying to figure out the best way to describe it here for visual speaks. 2 50-50 attempts. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. I don't know. I feel like there should be a terminology for that. And again, maybe I'm too new to this world of gotcha to know if there's a easier way to say that. I don't know what it is. So, all in all, I'm making this is that I'm going to go for it for Bernice twice and see if I get 2 copies. I guess that's another way I can do it. Go attempt 2 copies. Is that the other way I should put it? I don't know. I feel like if someone knows a better terminology for this, please, in the comments, please let me know. That way I can make this whole thing more concise in the future. But yeah, pulling for Bernice twice, which would be great because her mindscapes are. If I can get her two first mindscapes, it will make Bernice more of a badass for me than she already is, and I already use her very well. So, you know what? Actually, I was going to read up on what that is real quick, just for anyone out there. Her first mindscape is Kindred's Flames. It increases the limit of heat from 100 to 140. And upon entering the battlefield, Bernice accumulates an additional 40 heat. Increases the damage multiplier of afterburn effect by 100% of Bernice's attack. Additionally, the accumulated fire anomaly buildup from the afterburn effect is increased by 25%. So, yeah, her afterburn, which is what I primarily get use out of her for, is going to be even more effective. She's going to get more heat, so all that stuff is going to last longer. I mean, not that that's been a big deal, maintaining heat, but it'll just be one less thing I have to worry about. So, and plus damage and anomaly buildup blood. So yeah, it'll make that whole thing even better. Now her second mindscape is at no additional charge. Or sorry, I said that wrong. Extra at no additional charge. When triggering the afterburn effect, the thermal penetration is applied to the enemy, stacking up to 5 times in less than 6 seconds. Repeated triggers reset the duration. When any allied unit in the squad hits the enemy, the attack's pen ratio is increased by 4% for each stack of thermal penetration, up to 20%. So, yeah, penetration. Yeah, a stat that Bernice doesn't really have much access to begin with, but with that she will, and it'll just make everything's gonna get hurt. Everything's gonna get burned by Bernice. So again, if I get, I'm gonna at least end up with the extra heat and afterburn, pluses. Bonus if I get the penetration damage. The penetration increases to that, so that's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, that's for Bernice. Trigger, that's going to be a similar conversation than what I had with. Well, I guess I'll mention now. Similar conversation to Ambi. I'm not going to pull for Trigger either, because I just don't think I have need of a stunner for what my building has been like. And for when I do need a stunner, I have Kaleda and Chingy right now. And I guess that same philosophy goes with Ambi too. Of course, one day, a year and a half, 2 years from now, power creep is probably going to set in. And for the attack characters I do have, I might have to replace them eventually. Until then, I don't need to. I don't want to use my polys on them. I want to be Anomaly focused. So yeah, I don't. In a similar fashion, I don't need another stun. I'm focused. I've already focused in on Chingy. I got her engine during this current phase, so I'm happy with my stun. Trigger looks awesome. So as much as Ambi does, I feel like I'm gonna miss a little bit of gameplay, but I'm okay. That's not what I want to go for. I mean, the fact that she's voiced by Ava Mendes is not Ava Mendes. What am I talking about? Oh no, I just forgot the voice actress. I know her last name is Mendes. I don't know why I said Ava Mendes. It's like a completely different actor. But yeah, but that voice actor, her alone was like, oh, yeah, oh, I'm a big fan of the voice actor. I wonder if I should go for it. But no. It wasn't enough. It wasn't quite enough. So I'm gonna stick with not pulling for Trigger. Which maybe after all that will be surprising about my next answer is that in the complete opposite of what I've just been talking about with Ambi and Trigger, I am gonna go for Chingy. But actually, how do I put this? Go for one copy, I guess is what I want to say. You know what? If I'm going to do all that, I should pull for the other place. Again, unlike what I've been saying before, yeah, she's attack, so yeah, not Anomaly. Not what I'm building for, but the fact is that as far as plot goes, as far as like the lore goes and the story and all the intricacies of how characters relate to, I really want Julian in my game. This one's definitely like a waifu sort of pull. So get one copy, I guess, is to put it simply. So yeah, I mean, the one meta thing I'll say for her is that I'm gonna get an Ether DPS, which even that might not matter. Again, more on that soon. But yeah, I just care about Julian from a lore standpoint, from interactions with Faith, and so I feel like I can't help but want her on my roster, and that's really my only motivation. Like, I'm not gonna bother with her engine, and even if I don't need her long term for like my Anomaly style gameplay, that's fine. This is purely I like the character waifu over meta pull right here, and a rare one because that's not usually how at least up to this point, usually not how I've done things. But then again, haven't been playing long, so what patterns do I really have? So yeah, that's my reason for going for Julian. While I'll make use of that Ether DPS, but honestly, I'm just going for the quality times, the role playing, the collector, the waifu pull. That's what's going on there. And now back to your regularly scheduled philosophy. It's going to be again, since this is 1.7, all of this is subject to change, and I think again we'll see more evidence in that later. If he's going to stick to being an ice attack character, that's going to be what the great I don't know what his name is. It's from American Idol. It's going to be a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not there.
Yeah, this one's I think mostly motivated by meta. Because we don't know who the character is yet, right? I mean, we have some hints of it. I mean, he's in Lycon's backstory. He didn't seem like he was going to be not such a nice character. I'm almost surprised he's a character we're going to play as, which means there's probably some redemption in there somewhere, some like where we come to help each other out, or I don't know. I can't even imagine how that's going to work gameplay wise and lore wise. But at this point, whether it's his character himself or just how he fits in my playstyle, it's likely not going to be anyone I pull for. Again, that could always change, but at this point, he's a cool character. He looks fine. I mean, even him holding a scythe, that alone did make me go like, do I want that? But so far the answer is no. I'm not really going for that. At least for now. The next one, this one's going to be an important pull. And as 1.7 overall is going to be, it's going to be a very expensive patch, and I'm going to have to save up a lot of poly, have a lot of luck, and probably use some plastic too. But we'll see. So my plan with Caesar is I'm going to pull for her. Now how that's going to work is that I didn't pick up her engine. I do have a copy of her already, but I don't have her engine. So I'm going to do similar to Bernice, is that I'm going to attempt 2 copies. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to attempt, well, not attempt, I'm going to go get 1 copy of the engine. So that's happening. So that's going to be a lot of pulling on behalf of Caesar there. So that's going to be fun. Now, why am I doing it? Because I really enjoy Caesar. As a character, I enjoyed Caesar. Even more so in this last patch, I have a new gameplay appreciation for it. Like, I think I was using her a lot for that shield and that buff, which, I mean, are fantastic. There's no reason not to. But I just enjoy playing as her, too. Like, especially in Battle Tower. I don't know if anyone's seen my Battle Tower videos so far, or when I stream them, but she takes me the distance. In the last Deadly Assault, she came in clutch for me to get 9 stars. So I use Caesar a lot. She's important to the way I play, important to my meta. So just like Bernice, if I can get 2 copies, she's going to be way more of a powerhouse. Here, let me read off what her mindscapes are. So first one is Spearhead Advance. When Caesar enters combat or switches in, she instantly buffs the entire team with a Radiant Aegis shield, which can be triggered once every 300 seconds. While Radiant Aegis is active, enemies within a 5-meter radius of the shield bearer suffer a 15% attribute damage resistance reduction. So right off the bat, with her first M1, the shield, there's going to be more shield to go around. And it's going to come up on its own once every 300 seconds from the start of the fight, which, I mean, that's how I open up the fight with her, right? So that rocks. It'll help with the upkeep of the shield, especially because I have to manage that with energy. And anyone around me is going to have a attribute reduction. So that's going to make all the comps, all my team comps that I have with her, that much better. So yeah, absolutely, this is a good one to have. Her second mindscape is Legacy of the Farlands. While Radiant Aegis is active during core passive barrier resilience, Caesar's energy generation increases by 10%. The shield bearer's attack boost is increased by 150% of its original value. So again, more shield uptime because of the energy. So she'll get more energy, which means I can put up that shield more, which will make a big difference in Battle Tower, protect me with all that. And then the attack boost goes up a little, increased to 150%, which I think right now goes up like 1200. So it's going to be like 600 extra attack for any character that has a shield. Yeah, it's going to go a long way. So all around, absolutely want to try to get both of those. The first one alone would be great if I can get it, but I'm definitely going to go for both. And then, like I said, I didn't get her engine last time. Her engine, Tusk's Fury, the shield value provided by Equipper increases by 30%, so more shield. When any squad member triggers Interrupt or Perfect Dodge, all squad damage increases by 18% and days dealt increases by 12% for 20 seconds. Repeated triggers reset the duration, and passive effects of the same name do not stack. So, again, given the comps I put her in, and given how I play her, I mean, well, just like I said, the shield ability going up to 30% is great. That means it'll last a little longer. And especially with Jane, I do perfect dodges all the time, so I should be able to maintain that stat boost pretty regularly. And then the days increase also is going to be help with her, just in general with her own impact abilities. So yeah, I'm going to at least get 1 copy of that. No, because of course the base attack and advanced stat, which are attack and impact based, are going to do her wonders. So absolutely going to do that. Now here's the fun one, and this is the one that has changed over time, because I really listened to the rumors that were going around before, and it seems like the most part, the idea is that Vivian is going to be Ice Defense. Now, defense is one of the roles that I do want to throw some polys at. I mean, just like I did with Caesar, right? So with that alone, I was thinking, yeah, I'll probably attempt a copy. You know, see if I win the 50-50, and if not, oh well. And if I win the 50-50, I'll probably also go for the engine too. That was my plan to begin with. Then we got the information about the new drive discs. And if you saw my video about the overview, I thought for sure the drive discs meant, oh, maybe they're setting up for us getting the Angel of Delusion at some point, because the rumor about that for the longest time has been that one of the Angels of Delusion is going to be Ether Anomaly. Ether DPS, again, when we talked about Julian, I lack that. I don't have an Ether DPS. I only have the 2 Ether supports, so no Ether DPS. So for me, once I saw that, I was like, yeah, I need an Ether DPS. Can't wait for the Angels of Delusion. Sure, even in my video before, I was thinking like, well, I mean, last time I teased this was with Astra, just the patch before, so maybe it does mean that Vivian will be Ether after all. It could be. That's a pattern we've seen before. Then overnight, I slept on it, turned on it in my head, and I realized the pattern on the disc is the same thing as the pattern on Vivian's umbrella. Like almost an exact match. So, I mean, I was so certain it was an Angel Delusion because it was Phaethon's melody singing idol group, Angel Delusion. That made sense to me. But now it really seems like Vivian is going to be our Ether Anomaly. And if that happens, I am going for the guarantee 1 copy at least, and then and her engine. Which, given how what we're doing with Caesar the phase before, it's going to get super expensive. So yeah, I'm with this one. I am definitely going for at least 1 copy. Yeah, at least 1 copy. 1 copy and 1 W engine. Like, that's happening. I need that. I'm gonna get. Assuming it's either. I mean, it's almost guaranteed at this point. Like, how can it not be? Given the evidence, like the umbrella, the pattern of the umbrella and pattern disc matching. It would be such a weird thing if it turns out she was an Ether Anomaly. The only thing that came to mind, which again was based on what I said about how they kind of give defense characters other kind of roles. Like Caesar is defense, but she can do impact, right? I don't play enough Ben, so I don't know if he has something equivalent to that. But it could be the case that maybe Vivian is still going to be an ice defense who just has leanings to Anomaly, like Caesar has leanings to Anomaly. That's the only justification I can think of at this point. But even if that's the case, even if that's true, that still is enough to make me go for 1 copy, 1 engine. So unless they're throwing some weird curveball at us, I'm definitely now going to get 1 copy and 1 engine of Vivian. Which leads me to Jane. Jane is my number 1. Again, like I said before, Jane was what got me into Anomaly gameplay. Which again, probably not weird since she was the first like S rank Anomaly agent. But I love playing as her. She's my favorite character to play. She's my favorite character lore. One of my favorite characters lore-wise. Her videos were great. Overall, just my favorite character. I love her in the fanfics. I'm all about Jane. Jane is awesome. Jane's the best. We don't get enough Jane. We need more Jane. She had like 1 thing to do in the big 1.4 team up. But that's okay. Fine. We just need more Jane. So I'm definitely going to go for 2 copies. Her Mindscapes are Crime Connoisseur. I actually have no idea how. Council? I guess Crime Console. I thought console was spelled differently. Like council somebody. I don't know. So the maximum use of basic attack. Sal Chow. Oh, see, man, there's so much I don't know how to pronounce about this character. Sal Chow jump are increased by 1, while in the Passion state, Jane's physical anomaly buildup rate increases by an extra 15%, and each point of Jane's anomaly proficiency increases her damage by 0.1% up to a maximum 30. So, yeah, I have her provision, and for my character, I have her anomaly position up high. So, the fact she can do more spin the wind, the fact that her buildup will go up faster, and the fact that she'll do more damage because of her anomaly proficiency, yeah, that's a whole lot of ups for Jane. Her M2 is especially good. Adapt to the environment. When Jane's attack hits an enemy in the nod state, or when any squad member triggers assault on an enemy in the nod state, which is just triggered by them getting smacked by Jane, 15% of the enemy's defense is ignored. 15% of the enemy's defense is ignored. That is beautiful. In addition, when assault damage triggers a critical hit, the critical damage dealt is increased by additional 50%. So, Jane already has a strong chance to deal critical damage when assault hits, and it can go up 50% more. She's gonna be, by that consistency, she's gonna be melting minions and bosses alike. So yeah, just like with Bernice and Caesar, I am going for M2 if possible. I only have so many polychromes and so much cash I'm willing to throw at this, so again, I probably can't do more than 2 attempts at the 50-50, but definitely going to at least try 2 attempts. And by the same logic, I foolishly did not get her engine last time, so I'm going to go for it this time. I'm going to get at least one copy of that. I mean, I say at least. They're probably only going to have enough resources to get 1 copy of the engine, because again, look at this. The speculated 1.7 turnout is going to be busy. I need to do as much as I can to save my polys for all the attempts I'm going to do. Which, honestly, just looking at 2 attempts here and 1 copy here, unless I get really lucky. Well, I mean, there's no way I don't get lucky. This is an easy 20,000, 30,000 polychrome spent right here, and maybe 10, probably 20 if I'm lucky over here. So that's going to chew through my resources. So yeah, this is going to be an especially busy where I'm going to have to rely on a lot of luck and probably pinch some pennies to make it work, but we'll see. Especially this one, I didn't think it was all going to happen in one outing. Man, if it gets really bad, I might even have to consider changing something up, which the only thing that stinks is that by then, does that mean I'm going to have to not go as hard on Jane? I'm going to have to go hard on Vivian, and then whatever's left over go for Jane. It's going to be such a crappy decision if I have to make that. But I mean, what are you going to do? There's only so many resources. There's only so much money I'm willing to throw at this game if it comes to that. So, yeah, unfortunately, 1.7 is going to be a crowded place, and I'm just going to have to hope RNGesus is with me on this one. But that's it. That's my plans for 1.6 and beyond at this point. Obviously, any characters beyond this are full of speculation. Just like the Angels of Delusion, we just don't know. So there really isn't much of a point in going too hard in speculation for who's coming next. I'm sure we'll go through 1.6 and be introduced to new characters and stuff like that. That might give us a hint at what's to come for 1.7. Beyond 1.7. And actually, I think beyond 1.7 is when we get 2.0. Again, if you believe the rumors, right? So that's going to be a pretty big patch when that finally comes out. So exciting times all around. But yeah, here's my plans. Let me all know what you think in the comment section below. Like my video, share your thoughts, subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more from me or see my streams. Speaking of which, I stream midnight Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so 12 a.m. on those days. So yeah, feel free to catch me on Twitch if you want to follow along with me. But with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. Again, thank you for watching the video, and we will be back for more streams and more videos in the future. So thank you very much. Take care. Bye.